Okay. Sound off. Okay. We are live, Rad.
We are live. We are live.
Okay. We are live, and we are back, as our guy Sam would say. Welcome to another edition of the Overdue Bills podcast. I'm here with my guy Rad, aka All Purpose Rad. What's going on, Rad?
What's up, Matt? Man, I'm happy to be here with you, man. I know we got a special guest. I know you're gonna get to him, but I'm here to talk about this week game, man, and I'm ready to get over last week so we can get to this week. So I just can't wait to talk about it, man. Dive into this game. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And then we got our guy. You see him on here, Carter Melrose from. Tell him where you're from, Carter.
So yes, my name is Carter Melrose. I'm from DolphinsTalk.com. I have my own show on there called Two Amigos, and it's a great show. And also, we're the number one team in the AFC East, so it feels good to be on the show. It really feels good.
I like that. I like that. Week one talk like that. I like that talk.
Yep.
All right. Let's see how long it lasts. I like that though. I like that.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't think it'll last long. I don't think it'll last long.
It's fair.
But right now, the kings of the AFC East.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, we're glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. We're going to talk some Bills Dolphins we got coming up. But for right now, we got to take care of a little housekeeping. We're gonna Rad, do you want to do the sponsor, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can do the sponsor.
All right, go ahead. Let us know who the show is sponsored by.
All right, we're brought to you by Buffalo Wing Kings. Being from Buffalo, there's two things the guys here on the pod know, and that's Bills football and wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. At Wing Kings is wings one-on-one with over 101 flavors of wings and beloved wing of the month. Special Wing Kings is sure to school any other wings places around. Opening a new location by sometime this month, sometime during this football season, over there near in the University District on Main Street, available for Bills games, parties, or just everyday lunch or dinner wing cravings. Stop by their Elmwood Village location, 44 Elmwood Avenue, or give them a call at 716-248-1427 and find out why they say, and we know, they have the best wings in town, hands down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Wing Kings.
Oh, additionally, tell them we over here at Bills at the Overdue Bills podcast sent you. You get an extra 10% off your order, man. Just shout out our name, Overdue Bills. You get 10% off on us. That's on us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Wing Kings. Shout out to Wing Kings. They got some good wings. Go check them out. Now we got to do just a little bit more housekeeping. You see me and Rag got the merch on, got the Overdue Bills tees, the hoodies. We got a ton more coming in. So make sure you get with us. Check out our website. Got our senior writer and editor, Mike Daniels, writing some articles on there. And you could do some shopping while you're there, or check out any of our videos, past interviews, this interview with our guy Carter. You can check that out on there.
Yeah, get your merch, man. We need everybody to get your merch for this week game so we can beat the Dolphins, man. We need it.
Yep. So we're going to start with the quick question of the day as to our true fashion here. We're going to start off with some trivia. I'm going to do some trivia for both of you guys if you're ready. So I'm going to start with Carter here. This is probably way past us, but what do you think is the largest margin of victory between both teams? I'm going to give you some multiple choice here. I'm not going to push you crazy on the spot. Okay, so the answers I'm going to give are 34, 27, 38, or 41.
Okay, so obviously I don't know the answer. This is very obscure. So what I will say though, I'll tell you the process I'm going to use to solve this trivia.
Okay.
In school, this is what I use. Okay, so what I do is the third highest number is always the right answer. So it's not the highest because that's too obvious.
Too obvious, yeah.
It's not the lowest because why ask the question?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's got to be the third highest. So I think it's 38. That's my final answer.
Okay, Rad, what do you say?
I mean, his whole process, I can't even dispute the process. Like, I just gotta agree with that because I don't want to be wrong. I feel like that's right, and so I'm gonna second that.
Yeah, so hopefully you were sitting next to him in class and were able to cheat because you're spot on. Now this is way before
I had to do it.
Yep. Now this is way before all of our times, but the Dolphins won in that 38-point victory, 45-7 in 1970. In their true reign in the 70s.
I thought the Bills won. Why would you give a trivia to the Dolphins one? I don't want to hear that.
Now we're gonna go to this one though. We're gonna do the second question, and the last trivia question is gonna be the highest point total between both teams in history. So I'm gonna give the four choices again. We're gonna go 82, 78, 74. Or 86. I'll start with you, Red. This is the highest points. This is the highest point total between the two teams.
Can I have a question? Was it like is it recent history?
No.
Oh, damn.
Not recent at all.
Okay. It's process elimination. Can I use your process? Is that okay? Is that okay?
I mean, it's highway robbery, but yeah. Sure,
well, I wasn't even listening to the answer. Was it 78? Was the third one? What did he say?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. 78.
78. All right.
Okay, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to spin it up because I think. Okay, so the second rule is if you get one of those and you get it right, the process I used the last time, then you got to take the high on the next one. So I'm doing 82. I think was the high. So I'm doing 82.
Man, you'd be good for some DJ trivia or some bar trivia because you're spot on again. It's another one that's way before our time, but this one is a Bills win. The Bills won in 1966, 58-24. It was a real crazy scoring game.
Very good.
All right, yeah, that's just a little something to introduce it in, bring us in here. All right, so we got I guess our first question to you, Carter, and it sounds like you might be going in one direction with this because you have a podcast named after this guy, so it's a perfect question for you actually. So
yeah.
I guess the question is with all the rumors of the Deshaun Watson or should they get another quarterback, is Tua the guy?
Well, I would say 95% of the country or more think he's not the guy. I think that's probably fair to say. I think everyone that talks about him says he's not the guy. Yes. I will say that I obviously have to believe in him specifically because I have the name after the show. I also, right when he was drafted, I bought his jersey for like 150 bones. Oh, wow. So I do have a lot invested in this guy. But what I will say is that a lot of people argue that he's not the guy because, he doesn't have the normal tools of like a Josh Allen, right? He doesn't have that huge arm. He doesn't have, the athleticism to escape the pocket or something like that. But what I will say is there's been quarterbacks in the past that have succeeded with a lot less than Tua has. Yeah. So I don't think it's I feel like the narrative is the media wants us to think it's impossible, but it is not. He is accurate as hell. That is something that he has. Okay. And the minute he starts to make faster decisions, and I think that'll come with time, he could quite easily be the guy. Is he going to be Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to be Josh Allen, but he definitely could be the guy. And he could be a guy that wins a Super Bowl with maybe on the coattails of this elite defense.
Okay, let me just throw something at you, right? Just to see, because I was a fan of Tua coming out of college, right? Alabama, the whole tanking for Tua, and it was like y'all almost pretty much got the guy people were saying y'all was tanking for. You know what I mean? Right. So, my question is because a lot, this team has developed quickly. When your coach came over and your new GM. The draft picks and the signings they had developed quickly. So now, me being somebody who was fond of Tua, the question I got is, how long can this Miami team wait, or can the Miami team wait for Tua to come along? Because is it like a time where a point where it's like, all right, this team ain't getting no younger. We got the two corners. The defense is stacked. Do we want to take a pounce at another quarterback, or you think, he got 2-3 years to get it right, or he need to get it right now or the next year? Like, what's the timetable for Tua to get it right for this team?
I think it's obvious that the front office is giving him a short leash. I think it's obvious because think about these weren't just rumors. We wanted Deshaun Watson badly. We wanted him badly. And we were going to sell the farm for him because we thought, you know what, we're a quarterback away. And I think that's probably true. I think we are an elite quarterback away from being a contender, right? But the issue with this is that I think they do want to also like do right by him and, and give him that grace that he hasn't gotten since he's been in Miami. Is that really like people are like, he had a documentary before he took a snap, all these things, you know what I mean? And it's hard to live up to that. He was called the chosen one. I think he is going to be a good quarterback, but it's going to take time. And you're right. Our defense could fall apart at that point. So we're in kind of a limbo. We kind of need him to be hot this season, maybe hot next season. And I think next season, if he's, if in training camp, he's not looking like the guy, I think we make a move. So I think he's got this year and a little bit of change.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't, piggybacking on the chosen one thing, I can't imagine what his NIL deals would have been at Alabama. They would have been ridiculous.
Right.
Oh yeah. God, wow. Because Bryce Young got something crazy. And he not even been talked about how much Tua has been. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna swap over to our guy over at the same position, and then kind of touch into last year's game, and I guess I would say it's been the topic of the media here for the last couple of days is Josh Allen and his success against Miami. He was a dropped wide open pass away from never losing to Miami in his career. In his first 6 games against Miami, he just seems to torch him. I don't know if some girl broke his heart from South Beach on spring break or what, but for some reason he just turns it on, which is pretty good. Seeing as we're kind of already in a bounce back game or a recovery game. But speaking on that, just what do you got? What's like the talks on how to maybe slow Josh Allen down, or is there some kind of talks in Miami about that success, same success?
I don't know. Josh Allen's our daddy. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. He is. He crushes us every time.
He does. He loves Miami. Yeah, he loves Miami.
I know. That's the thing. So when I'm watching these games, I don't even like Bills week anymore. It's just PTSD. It really is. I do think that, and I'm going to say this up front, but obviously we'll probably talk about game predictions later. I think that this is a Bills game to win. And I think the Bills are a top team in the AFC. Obviously they're Super Bowl contenders this season. And I don't think 2 back-to-back weeks for Josh Allen that crappy are going to happen. I just don't think that's possible. It's possible, I guess, but
he better not for fantasy owners. I'll tell you that much.
Right. So I don't know. But the thing I will say, to answer your question more directly, I say that it's really going to have to be like, we like to play man so much. We like to man up, and we like to say our corners are better than your wide receivers. But I don't know if you can say that against the Bills necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think you could.
Doubt.
You know what I mean? I think if Josh Allen played like he plays in week 1, that's an opportunity. You'll be great. If you're just rushing 3 and you can, and your corners can lock down. I mean, obviously it can be a way to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's going to put us into our next little segments here. We're going to do matchups and kind of like advantages, disadvantages. So I guess we'll start with that. We got our half of our receiver core were all pro, and then you're great secondary. We're gonna go who has the advantage and disadvantage. You play a lot of man. I guess we'll go one-on-one. Tell us a little bit about your secondary and how you think they'll match up with our wide receiver core, and then I'll have Rad talk about the receiver core for us.
Okay, so I would say that I was saying this after week 17. Week 17. The Dolphins fans are not super happy with the Bills after week 17. Okay.
No.
When you're about to go to the playoffs, and a 10-6 season usually gets you to the playoff, especially with 3 wild cards. It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
and you're about to go, and then you get absolutely destroyed by backups most of the game too.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking in my head, X is going to take this personally. He's our best player on our team. It just hands down the best player on our team. And I think it's going to be man-to-man Stephon Diggs versus X all Sunday. I really do. I think it's going to be, and that's the matchup you look at and you go, who wins this? Wins the entire game. And I don't know. I don't think you got great route runners on your entire team's great route runners. I would say the rest of the corners I'd worry about. I'd say probably Cole Beasley has a big game if he plays. I don't know his status right now. But I'm going to say this right now. X and Stephon Diggs are going to have a battle.
Yeah. Should shadow him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, Rad, I guess I'm going to turn it over to you. So, I mean, who do you give the advantage? You give it to X there, or I mean, do you think he's going to come out of that one on top with just a pride thing? Because I mean, week 1 last year, we thought it would be a little bit more tightly contested. Stephon Diggs went for 8 for 153, and that was a long day.
He got. So, I mean, from my memory, I believe Xavier Howard got knocked out, right?
No, that was the other. That was the Byron Jones.
Got knocked out. Okay.
Yeah, Byron, it was like the first drive. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. I probably give the edge to in the matchup of X and Diggs. I think it's probably a wash. Honestly, I think they're both going to get one. I think you're not going to stop Diggs all game, and then I think if you're throwing at X all game, you're also you're going to be thrown into trouble. So
for sure.
I think it could go back and forth. I think he's going to get a couple pass defenses, but I definitely think Diggs is going to score this game. And then the rest of the team are going to eat, especially, Cole Beasley underneath and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Rad. What are your thoughts on that? I know, that the receiving core with the addition of Emmanuel Sanders, who do you think has the advantage there as a whole?
Yeah. I like our receivers this week. I know, Dolphins got one of the better, if not the best, secondary, especially with the two corners in the league. But like he said, I like Beasley underneath, right? Or, or Emmanuel Sanders in the slot. If we want to go have Gabe out there, I think either of those guys should have a big day, maybe even maybe even Knox in the middle of the field, maybe exploit the middle of the field more so if the outsides is kind of not locked down, but we kind of avoiding up the middle of the field, even moving Diggs inside. That's something we'll do. But I think X is definitely going to shadow him. I don't see why you wouldn't. He probably top 2 or 3 corners backs in the league. He got to shadow Diggs. But I like Josh on the rebound. Miami is going to be a nice day. Josh played good. Our offense played good. I like Josh and I like all our wide receivers this week, especially like he said, the people that's going to be inside, Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders.
Can I jump in right there for 1 second?
Yeah.
I wanted to just rebuttal one thing. I would say that Knox will not have a good game. That's the one thing I would say.
You know what? Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought there.
I hear even around Bill's circles that he's sort of a disappointment. And when it comes to our safeties, Eric Rowe, his only job on our defense is to shut down tight ends. His only job. And he does it at a high clip. The only people that beat Eric Rowe, it seems to be, are like Darren Waller and Travis Kelce. Like those are the only players that can beat him. So I don't think so.
No, I'm
it was wishful thinking on my end, but
I mean, he showed a little promise last week. He was probably a nice part, a nice surprise catching the ball. I think he had 3 first downs that were like long third downs. So those were pretty good plays from him for being him. But yeah, it's definitely, he's not highly talked about in these circles. So I'm in agreement, and I'm with Rad. It's kind of wishful thinking, but also to his credit, he's going to have 4 other guys out there that are going to be split wide that are going to create some attention. So he might be able to sneak something.
I got a question to switch it over to your wide receivers, right? Because now you got, Will Fuller comes back to this game. You got Waddle, obviously. Devante Parker's there. You got Gesicki, another pass catcher. So what are your feeling about, do Tua got enough weapons, do you believe, to even compete with the Buffalo Bills or even compete in the AFC long term? Do you think your weapons that y'all upgraded with are sufficient?
I think the second best unit on our team is the wide receiver room.
Ooh,
I mean, it
okay.
is. You know what I mean? It's the second best unit easily. I mean, we're so deep in that room. The one thing I will say though is that's not going to be the linchpin of this game. Our offensive line is the worst thing. It's so bad. So I would say, in terms of answering your question, though, the wide receiving room, especially with Will Fuller coming back.
Yeah.
And last week, what we did is we designed an offense around getting Waddle the ball in space. That's what we basically did. And every big play we had was basically Waddle. Okay. So that's great. But at this point, when you have Will Fuller, who runs amazing go routes at a 4.3 speed for a living, you know what I mean? He's blazing. And you have Waddle on the other side. It's going to be tough to know where to put your safety.
For sure. No, and it's just a good thing that we have two of the best in the league back there. But I'm glad you mentioned the offensive line, because I think the only offensive line that was worse last week was ours. We had.
I don't know. Tennessee looked crazy.
Well, I didn't take that, but
I get your point.
Yeah, we're not going to have 3 All-Pro defensive linemen lining up against those guys. But tell me a little bit about your front seven there, and how that you think they'll fare against our offensive line, who's got to come back and have a better game, because they looked terrible last Sunday.
Well, our best defensive lineman is on the IR now, so that's great. The Rayquan Davis, our amazing rookie from last season. He was the highest rated rookie defensive lineman in the league last season. And first play, basically, he gets his knee tied up. And so, RIP, we gotta, that's wishful thinking. Maybe he'll come back this season. But when it comes to the rest of the line, I guess Agba is pretty good at some strip sacks. And Jerome Baker's been flying around. But I would say we just are very bad at stopping the run, especially our front seven. And we allowed 150 yards to Damian Harris last week. So I think you're going to probably bully us, but I mean, it's your call there.
Yeah, Rat. So I'm gonna kind of flip it over to the defensive side. They on the stat sheet, they kind of underwhelmed compared to how the preseason looked. But the defensive line, how do you think our defensive line is going to fare against their offensive line this week?
I think our D-line is going to play good. Russo is back in Miami. Hopefully he got a homecoming type of feel that he gets to Tua a couple of times. I think I like Ed Oliver. He showed some flashes. I think our D-line is going to, cause some havoc. I hope so. I mean, because, I think Will Fuller on Levi Wallace, me personally, I think that's an issue. If he end up there, because he's just so fast, and Levi probably might be our slowest defensive back, probably one of them, and I think they're gonna have that fastest player on them, like a Fuller. So I think that's the issue. So I think hopefully our D line get pressure all game, so we can alleviate that issue if it ever becomes one. So I think our D line is going to be I think our D line is going to do good. I think we're going to have multiple sacks this game.
All right, I like it. So I guess we got into matchups and advantages. Now we're gonna play a little game. That we play. It's an over-under segment. But with that though, we have our sponsor for that segment, Buffalo Pet Supply. You want to tell them a little bit about that?
I don't have that one.
Nope.
I have that one.
my bad.
I don't have that read. Sorry.
Sorry, overdue Bills fans. Sam's not here. We're looking a little sloppy. But this segment's brought to you by the good people over at Buffalo Pet Supply. Do you have a pet? Are you looking into getting a pet? Or do you know someone who has a pet? Then there's only one place to send them for everything to make that pet live its best life. Buffalo Pet Supply. Specializing in fish, small animals, and reptiles, the knowledgeable staff at Buffalo Pet Supply can get everything you need to set up or maintain whatever setup you have for them. Stop down and see the family-owned and operated staff at 1345 Military Road in Kenmore, or give them a call at 716-874-1951. And as our guy Sam would say, their expectation is your reality. All right, so we're going to play a little game, a little over-under. So right now, Vegas has the line for the game at Buffalo Bills at Buffalo Bills are giving the Miami Dolphins 3 points, and the over-under is 48.5. So let's start with the score over-under. I'll start with you, Carter. What do you think we're going to go over-under on points there?
What'd you say again?
It's 48.5 for the over-under.
48.5. Well, I have this game as a 27-24 game. I won't tell you who I think is going to win this game. So I guess that's over for me, right? Because that's 51. Yeah. So yeah, that's over for me. I think that I think our elite defense will still hold them under 30. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. And then when it comes to Tua, he's going to have to start gunslinging a little bit. He's not going to play that. We can't play conservatively against the Bills because we're going to get just absolutely punched in the face. So I think this has to be an over.
Yep. Rad, how about you?
I'm going to take the under on this one. I'm going to take the under on this one. And I think it's because of the Dolphins. I think we gonna score enough. I don't know if the Dolphins going to match that scoring ability. I don't, because I like Tua when Tua have the lead or running the ball. I think it's better. But when he gets, I don't know how Tua gonna react if he has to get in the shootout. We'll see. And I think that's when he become, turnover prone and interceptions start coming. So I like us under. I like it under 48.
All right, and then we're going to go right to those guys next. They got Josh Allen set at 284.5 passing yards this week.
Under,
okay.
Ooh,
so
kidding.
Bold prediction. But you know what, though? I'm pretty sure 99% of bettors are going to take that over. So that, Vegas has their stranglehold on everything. So maybe you might be onto something there. But go ahead, Rad. What do you think?
284. I mean, yeah. On the Overdue Bills pod last week, I said he gonna throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. So I'm just gonna stick with that. And I'm gonna say over. And I said Beasley gonna have a good game. So that's what I went with. So I'm gonna stay with that.
All right, we're gonna go to his counterpart, Tua. He's set at 232.5 passing yards this week. What do you guys? I'm gonna start with you, Carter. Go ahead. What do you think? Over or under?
What was it again?
232.5.
He hasn't done that a lot. He hasn't gone over that a lot.
No. Well, yeah, 202 or something last week, I think.
Yeah, 202. I mean, he hasn't needed to, honestly.
Yeah, no, for real. Y'all win.
I mean, you know what I mean?
They win.
He's 7-3 since he's been a starter, and he's probably averaging like 205 yards. I mean, he doesn't need to do anything, and we get short fields a lot of the time because we're causing turnovers,
yes.
right?
Yep. Yes.
I don't know. It would probably be dumb to hit the over here just because of his history. But also, I say, like, if it's gonna go the way I think it has to go, I have to hit the over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the over. I think late in the game, I think he gonna be able to get some passes easy later in the game. That's my thought, how the game script gonna go. And I think, he can easily, the last couple of drives have, over 100 yards the last couple of drives. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna go to over on that one.
All right.
The nature of the
All
game.
Right. Well, then we're gonna go who they're throwing to. They got Stephon Diggs having a pretty good day, over 85.5 receiving yards.
Wow.
So what do you?
I'll take the over. I think they're going to find ways to get him the ball. I think he gets 10 plus targets. And if that's the case, if he gets 10 plus targets, I like 85 yards or more. And with a 10 plus target day for Diggs, I take that.
85 is pretty, it's pretty disrespectful, honestly. It's a pretty disrespectful line just saying like, oh yeah, it's going to be I wouldn't say it's an easy over. I think it's possible for sure.
No. X is nice.
Yeah. I think like the way to beat X, if he is shadowing him all day, is X is great when you put him in, he has to like, if Diggs has to get his way off the line because X will press the crap out of you and it's going to be a tough day. But if you're moving him a bunch, if you're moving him across the line, doing a lot of, moving him from left to right, that type of stuff gets under X's skin a little bit. And honestly, you do that all the time.
A lot of motion. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of motion. You know what I mean? So it's totally possible. I'm taking the under, but it's like I said, it's gonna be a battle. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, and then we'll go to Tua's guy, which you know what I didn't quite understand. I was in a couple fantasy drafts this year. Me and my brother, usually one of us end up with this guy every year, Devante Parker, and he's always been a stud, since when he's not hurt. And
that's the problem.
for whatever reason, Waddle and Fuller were going ahead of him in a lot of leagues. So that was like you were able to steal him pretty late, but he played well last week. But his over-under is at 44.5 this week. Going against Trey White,
Trey Day.
Yep.
You think you're going to put White on Parker the whole game?
I mean, I
don't think so.
If it's set up in man, I think so. But just because, they're obviously Waddle too. But
and Fuller is fast. I mean, they got some guys.
I honestly don't know how they're going to match that up. They're going to have to do a lot of shading, a lot of help with that. So they might.
Terrence Johnson. I mean, we got a good corner. We got a good slot cornerback. I believe. I like Terrence Johnson a lot.
Yeah.
So I like him on Waddle. I think he definitely get the Waddle. Probably not shadow, but he's probably going to be on Waddle the most.
Yeah, he's also set at 44.5, Jalen Waddle. So it's the same deal.
So for Parker, I would probably almost put it equal to 44. I don't think it's going to be that much higher. I don't know. I'd almost lean under because I would say that there's so many mouths to feed on this offense.
Yeah.
That it really seems like our golden boy is Jalen Waddle. Don't get this twisted, okay? He's our golden boy. We want him to have the ball. Yeah. And, because you draft him in the top 10 and you make an offense around him. That's the idea.
Absolutely.
So
exactly.
I would say that it's probably going to be Jalen Waddle, Will Fuller heavy, and Gesicki's going to have a bounce back week. So I do not think it will be a big Parker week.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our over/under segment. We're gonna now get into predictions.
I got one more. I got one question.
My bad. Right,
because we haven't brought him out. But Myles Gaskin. If you play fantasy, a lot of people took him. Probably 5th, 6th round area.
Sure.
So what's your feeling of Myles Gaskin? Do you feel like he's a running back that that the Dolphins like, or do you think that's something they're gonna upgrade eventually, or like what's the feel on Gaskins in Miami?
I don't know. I think they're doing something interesting. I think we are kind of creating a team based on the structure of the Chiefs a little bit, but also a little bit on the Patriots, kind of like a Patriots Chiefs like combination, because we got the speedsters. We drafted all the speedsters. We have Gesicki, who's a lot like Kelsey, not as good, obviously. But also, the Patriots never really needed like an amazing running back to win. They just had it. They never needed him. They just always won with whoever was back there. Yeah. And Tom Brady would just get the ball out of his hands in 0.2 seconds, and that would be their game plan. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to make Tua into. Make a quick decision, make it a smart decision. And Myles Gaskin can be a scat back. He can catch balls in the backfield, and he'll get you 4 yards a carry. And I think that's kind of what we need. I don't think we need anything more than that.
Yeah. That's what we get.
Yeah.
So I understand. Yeah.
Right. I mean, Devin Singletary is not a top 10 back, but he's going to do, he was pretty good last week. I saw his stat line at least.
Yeah. When we try to give him the ball, he's making the most of what he, of his opportunities, but it's just shifted us, and we've shifted into a passing team. So it's really hard to say when he's going to get carries. I don't think he's got over 15 carries in like the last 2 years in the game. So it's tough to say, especially with it, like Zach Moss was out last week, but with them sharing carries too, that hurts them also.
Well, when you got Josh Allen, he gave you about 6 a game too, 6 carries a game. You kind of count that. So.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna get into predictions here. So Carter, I guess we'll start with you, man. What do you think the game's gonna be this week? I think you said it earlier, but we'll go ahead and say it again.
Right, I said 27-24. I didn't tell you the outcome of what I was choosing.
Okay.
The outcome's the Bills. I guess we're all predicting.
Wow. Dolphins Nation, get your boy, man.
Come on.
What am I supposed to do? Lie to you?
I don't know.
We got you, man.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to come out here and be blasphemous. All right. Okay. I think this is my whole thing on the Dolphins. It's that we haven't proven that we are here yet. Like we haven't done anything of huge note yet. We didn't make the playoffs last year. And when we needed to win a game, even against backups, we got blown out. So And like I said, Josh Allen's our daddy, and I'm not going to disrespect that relationship at this point. The final thing I'll say, though, is I mean, the Dolphins could win this game. It's at home. Okay. It's hot. It's going to be a noon game. It's going to be so blazing hot.
Yeah.
And if we keep our, the ball in our possession for, a majority of the game, we're running well. Tua's not turning the ball over. This defense is, getting off the field on third downs. There is a potential for an upset, but I'm thinking 27-24 Bills. And what are you gonna do about it? I guess that's it.
Yeah. Now before I get to you, Rad, I will say that stadium is hot. I was there a couple of years ago in October, and the Bills, we do a lot of partying, a lot of tailgating before the game, and all the alcohol that I consumed before the game, by halftime I was stone cold sober, and I needed like Pedialyte. It was rough. It was rough. I definitely got a crazy sunburn that day.
See, also what they do, and you probably know, I mean, we kind of make it our 12th man too, because we do the stadium is set up in such a way where the shade hits only our sideline.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the other sideline is directly like almost like laser beams from the sun.
It is.
Wow.
I was in the end zone, and it was like whatever way the Dolphins were facing was good, and then it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yep.
It is. They had some good engineering there for sure.
For sure.
But Rad, all right, let's get into your prediction, man.
I got the Bills. I got the Bills 27-14 Bills, 27-14. I got 27-14. I think Josh has, goes over 300. I think he gets three touchdowns, either 2 pass and 1 rush, or whatever combination of those 3 to get a field goal. And I think we lock him up. That's the hope. 27-14.
All right, you guys hear it, and make sure to get in our contest this week. Give your score prediction, and you can win a $30 gift card to our lovely sponsor over at Wing Kings. We got the merch. Hit us up. Hit up our website. Check out the past interviews. Check out our interview with Carter if you missed it today.
I got one last question though, Carter.
Hold on.
You play fantasy? You play fantasy?
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
I'm sure.
Of course.
So you're a Dolphins fan. So is it anybody on the Dolphins this week is a must start? Do you have a must start player on the Dolphins this week?
A must start on the
Dolphins. Or not, or who you think you should, people, if you play on your team, you should lean toward playing this guy. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure. I would say that if you have Jalen Waddle on the bench, I would put him in. Okay. I would say that he's gonna get, like, if anything, if it's a PPR league, then you're gonna be, even if it's a 2-yard route and we're just handing him slants the whole game, he's still gonna get 10. So I think that's an easy one. And I think Gaskin's a start every single week, because I think he, especially in the flex, if you got Gaskin in the flex, that you keep him there, because I think he catches a lot of passes. So that's my feel.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Waddle and Gaskins. All right.
Yep.
All right, man. So it's another great episode. Thank our guy Carter for taking time out of his busy day. Sure. Skipping out on some Thursday night football. I don't know what the score is. It's probably a real snooze fest though, with the matchup going on tonight.
It is currently 7-7.
Okay.
And I have money on the Washington football team. So,
okay. All right. So it's not quite a snooze fest.
Who scored? Did Saquon get in his zone? No, probably not.
No, he's running pretty well though.
Really?
5 carries, 46 yards.
Wow, so I benched him this week.
Okay. Yeah, he's already got 50 yards. That's 10 a carry. That's pretty good.
Okay, that is.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get back to that. Hopefully, you win some money tonight. And as customary, we end our shows with a little hey.
Hey.
All right, man.
All righty.